Tonight on UCentral News. New from the GOP race, candidate Tim Scott has announced he's dropping out of the race for the presidency. The announcement taking many by surprise, what we know at this hour. Next, this year's Game Awards are right around the corner. What games are nominated? CJ Craig is standing by with whose names we could hear called. Also, UCO football season has come to an end after a heartbreaking loss in Pittsburgh State this weekend. Ray Robinson has the recap of the game for the Broncos. It's beginning to look a lot like fall finally. With the cold front on the way, just how cold could it get on campus? Destiny Pittman has a full look at weather. Finally, movie enjoyers rejoice. One company is asking for applicants to sit and watch Christmas movies during the holiday season, what they're offering as a reward. All of this and more happening now on UCentral News.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening, I'm Mark Lowe.
And I'm Emma Birch. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
Republican South Carolina Senator Tim Scott announced on Sunday he is suspending his presidential campaign. Sources tell CNN the announcement took many of Scott's aides and donors by surprise. Two people close to the campaign say they were not given any notice, even though it's becoming increasingly clear he was facing an uphill battle to break through the field of candidates. Scott was one of 5 GOP hopefuls who participated in last Wednesday's debate in Miami. A Republican official who supported Scott tells CNN Scott provided an optimistic and hopeful message, but that's not where the Republican base is right now.
And if you plan to leave for home Thanksgiving, brace yourself. AAA's Thanksgiving travel forecast is out today. It predicts this will be one of the busiest holiday periods on record. That's on top of complications, like another possible government shutdown. Amy Kiley reports on what to expect.
A AAA forecast out today predicts this Thanksgiving will be the third busiest on record for travelers. It estimates over 55 million people will venture 50 or more miles from home, and travelers could face more headaches than just congestion. Los Angeles is scrambling to reopen this critical section of I-10 after a devastating fire over the weekend.
This is an emergency. This is not going to be resolved in 1 or 2 days.
A possible government shutdown this coming weekend would have a broader impact. The White House is warning airline passengers could face long wait times and delays.
November 2.
The U.S. already has a shortage of air traffic controllers. A shutdown could make that worse.
That would force the FAA to suspend hiring, close its training academy, delay the pipeline of new controllers, delay modernization.
TSA employees would have to work without paychecks.
From what I hear, we're looking to surpass some records here in Atlanta over this travel holiday season. So to be in a government shutdown during that time is not going to be good.
Workers at Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson Airport say they're especially concerned.
Atlanta is the busiest airport in the world. So, a slowdown here slows down everything else, and we just do not want that happening.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Thank you, Amy. Back to UCO, it's time to start thinking about what to bring for Friendsgiving. If you need ideas, look no further. UCentral's Sam Kozlowski asked students on campus on what some of their favorite Thanksgiving foods are.
Thanksgiving Broncos and Vista photographer Victor Lopez and I are enjoying the fall foliage right now and asking students on what their favorite Thanksgiving dishes are. My favorite is stuffing, but let's see what the other students have to say.
Stuffing. You can't go wrong with stuffing, bro. You can't go wrong with stuffing. It is always cooked right, always tastes good. That bread in your mouth just soaks in there, it's nice and squishy once you get it in there. So
my favorite Thanksgiving dish was probably stuffing. The reason for that is I always used to help my mom make it. We would prepare for it the day before Thanksgiving, and then the day of, we just put all the stuff together and then wait for it to cook.
Looks like stuffing is a fan favorite, and I'd have to agree. But what else are our classmates thinking?
Baked mac and cheese. My dad makes it once a year for Thanksgiving, so it's good.
My favorite Thanksgiving dish is probably twice baked potatoes. It's something that my parents have made for years, and it's something that my grandparents actually taught to my mom when she was growing up, and I just really have learned to love it over the years, and it's something that we have at every meal.
Favorite Thanksgiving food is probably sweet potato casserole. It was the first food that my grandmother taught me how to make for Thanksgiving, and every Thanksgiving since, I make sure to get there to my Nana's house bright and early, and we cook all day. The first time we always make is sweet potato casserole.
My favorite Thanksgiving dish is ham, and I don't know why, I just like ham. My favorite Thanksgiving food would have to be mac and cheese because I'm basic and I really love mac and cheese.
All right, my favorite Thanksgiving food is gonna kind of be weird, but it's egg rolls because my family is Filipino, so we mix like American culture and Filipino culture together. So we have turkey and then we're gonna have egg rolls. So that's my favorite.
As you can see, Thanksgiving is more than just turkey. What's your favorite Thanksgiving meal? Reporting under the fall foliage in Edmond, Oklahoma, I'm Sam Kozlowski, UCentral News.
That is making me really excited for Thanksgiving. Thank you, Sam. Well, UCO is welcoming back a garden for the community. The UCO family is invited to the reopening of Community Garden this Wednesday from 2 to 4 p.m. It's a come and go that will have hot chocolate and cider, tours of the garden, a mural painting of the garden fence, and information on how to get involved with the program. And with outside right now, I wouldn't mind going and walking through a garden.
Yeah, absolutely. It's beautiful out there, beautiful fall day. Thankfully, we're now midway through November, so I'm glad these fall temperatures are here.
Absolutely.
We're going to go ahead and send it out to Destiny Pittman for our first look at weather. Destiny, how's it looking?
Yes, guys, it is a very fall day outside. It's a pretty warm day and the sun is out. It's not too hot. It's about 70 degrees currently and it is fair. There aren't really any clouds in the sky. On top of that, the wind isn't too strong either. It's blowing south at about 8 miles per hour and the humidity rate is about 39%. It does feel like 69 degrees outside, so it feels pretty much the same temperature as it is. And moving on tonight we are going to get some clouds coming in. It's going to be partly cloudy. It's going to get to about 43 degrees, so it's going to drop down a little, but not too cold. The winds are going to change directions and slow down a little. They'll be blowing east at about 6 miles per hour, and the humidity rate is staying the same. So you see that currently and tonight's pretty nice fall day, not too hot, not too cold, that typical fall weather. And that's all I have for now. I'll have more for you guys after break. Thank you.
Happy birthday! Make a wish.
Miss you guys.
Blue skies smiling at me, talking about blue skies. Do I see bluebirds singing a song, talking about blue skies from now on?
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Are you really sure this is all going to fit?
Oh, it'll fit. I got that. All right.
When hauling anything, ensure it's secure. Losing your load is dangerous for all drivers. We want everyone to make it home safe. Help make Oklahoma safe by securing your load.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm just here for your full weather forecast. So first, I have our temperatures for tonight. We see a lot of the high 30s, low 40s for our temperatures for tonight statewide. Up in the Panhandle, we see Guyman. It's going to be about 36 degrees tonight, one of the coldest parts of the state. And then it's going to be about 39 degrees in Woodward and Enid both. And then moving down until Clinton, we see it's 38 degrees. As we get towards the bottom of the state, we see it does warm up a little. 41 in Altus, 42 in Lawton, and then 43 in Ardmore. And in the Oklahoma City area, it's going to be about 45, 43 for the Edmond area. And then we move on to the other side of the state. We can see we still have a lot of those 40 temperatures. 43 in McAllister, 45 up in Tulsa, another warmer part of the state for tonight. 41 in Ponca City, and then 42 in Miami. And then tomorrow, it's going to be another warm day for the state. We see temperatures warming up. We're still staying about the same temperatures as today, out of those 60s, high 60s, 70s temperatures. Up in the Panhandle, Guyman, one of the warmer parts of the state, it's going to be about 70 degrees tomorrow. 68 in Woodward, 67 in Enid, Clinton, and Oklahoma City all as well. So we see those high 60s. And then down in Altus, 69, 68 in Lawton and Ardmore. And then as we move over, we can see it's going to be about 69 degrees in McAllister, 71 up in Tulsa, another warmer part of the state in those 70s area, and then 68 in Ponca City and 69 in Miami. And now let's move on to our 7-day forecast so we can see a lot of sun and clouds coming up for this week. So we see today was about 70 degrees currently. It's about that temperature all day, and then it's going to be about 42 degrees tonight. So it's not going to be too cold. And then we see tomorrow, Tuesday, another warm, sunny day. It's going to be about 68 degrees, 46 for the low. And then on Wednesday, one of our last days of sun for the week, we see 71 for the high, 49 for the low. And then once Thursday hits, that's when those clouds are going to start coming in. We see it's going to be partly cloudy on Thursday with a 70 for the high, 50 for the low. And then as we move on to the weekend, we can see still some more clouds and some rain. On Friday, 65 for our high, 43 for our low. Saturday, 67 for the high, and then 51 for the low. And then as we start next week on Sunday, we are going to have some rain coming in. There's about a 50% chance of rain on Sunday. And I know for me, whenever I see it's going to be a rainy week ahead, I get a little excited. Mark, Emma, how are you guys feeling about that weather?
Yeah, personally, I'm definitely excited about this rain that's coming on. I love rainy days, especially in the fall. It's just a great vibe. Love it all around.
Absolutely. And it's finally fall weather. I can go outside and wear a sweatshirt and not sweat to death like a normal November. Well, thank you, Destiny. Coming up, a hip-hop superstar announces his tour is coming to Oklahoma City. See who it is and when they're coming.
CJ Craig has your social media update right after this.
I was raised to believe in the power of possibility, to always move forward but never forget where I came from, to value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past, to seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole, you got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the mass comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. There's fun to be had, so much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
Welcome back, Broncos, to your social media update. My name is CJ Craig, and we're going to be diving into your world of social media. Let's get right into it. The Game Awards recently announced their nominees for their 2023 ceremony, and it features a ton of heavy hitters looking to claim the awards. The 6 titles for Game of the Year were announced this morning, including Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Baldur's Gate and Alan Wake both lead the nominations with 8 categories each, but other blockbusters like Spider-Man aren't far behind. The awards feature numerous other categories as well, like Best Esports Team, Best Multiplayer, Most Anticipated Game, and Content Creator of the Year. The awards happen December 7th, and you can vote for your favorites online at www.thegameawards.com. And from Scorsese to Swifties, the box office sure has been busy this weekend. CNN's David Daniel breaks down the week and which films topped and which ones flopped.
You talk too much.
Killers of the Flower Moon fell to 5th place with $4.7 million, nearing the $60 million mark in domestic box office. Priscilla stayed in 4th place, picking up $4.8 million. Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, made $5.9 million for 3rd place and a domestic total of $172.5 million.
Hello?
Five Nights at Freddy's is at $127 million domestic after a 2nd place weekend worth $9 million.
Annihilation! I don't like that name.
The Marvels had a less than marvelous debut. The superhero flick with the $220 million budget debuted with just $47 million, the lowest opening weekend in the 15-year history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Hip-hop fans around OKC are buzzing after 2 superstars announced their tour is coming right here to the Paycom Center. Drake announced his continuation of his It's All Aboard tour, and it's making a stop in OKC. OKC will be one of the 22 cities involved with the tour, including places like New Orleans, Nashville, and Pittsburgh. The tour is meant to promote Drake's 8th studio album, For All the Dogs, and J. Cole will be a featured artist for multiple show dates. The tour will be here at OKC on January 25th of next year, and tickets will be available for purchase starting on November 17th. And finally today, adventurous soda drinkers have a new flavor of an old classic to try. Dr. Pepper has announced a new spicy version of their drink featuring actual peppers. It's called Hot Take, and it puts a spicy spin on the classic 23 flavors in order to honor the fandom of college football. The soda is exclusive to Dr. Pepper Rewards members and will be available for a limited time only. Now, Mark and Emma, I am a very big Dr. Pepper fan. However, I'm kind of apprehensive to try the spicy version. What do you guys think about it?
I am a Dr. Pepper girly through and through. I will try it. Like last week we talked about the Mountain Dew, and I won't try that, but I'll try the spicy Dr. Pepper.
So I'm not a big soda drinker in general, but the one times like that I usually do drink, it's either Mountain Dew or Dr. Pepper, and I don't know, spicy soda just does not sound appealing to me in any way. So
I'll just have to try and let you know.
There you go. Let me know. Thank you, CJ. Coming up in sports, UCO football wrapped up their season on the road.
And UCO volleyball begins their playoff run. Ray Robinson has the sports. Stay with us.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
It's time for your UCentral Monday Sports Report. I'm Ray Robinson. The UCO football team wrapped up their season over the weekend. In a season that could be seen as a roller coaster for most fans, you could still say you was quite entertained. And by looking at their last game against Pittsburgh State, it most certainly was the furthest thing from boring. In a game where every play counts, you'll be in for some good entertainment. Check out junior quarterback Dawson Hurl as he doesn't let the defense faze him on this play, and he throws it in for a touchdown. But also, remember when I said every play counts. This punt turnover is a factor in the final game of the season. They go down to Pittsburgh 20-10, leaving them with only one touchdown. But don't let the loss be too discouraging. Pittsburgh was a number 2 ranked team in our conference, so it's safe to say they exceeded our expectations and gave them a run for their money, and they end their season with a bang. Big congrats to the UCO football team. We look forward to see what you guys do next season. We can't say the same for the UCO volleyball team. They still have unfinished business. But first, let's talk about their final regular season games. The first game was a little tough, but they managed to pull it off against Missouri Western. This matchup went to 5 series, but Mallory Cohen and Sydney Huck were the ones to anchor the Broncos to victory, leading the team with 17 kills each. That game was on Friday. The following game on Saturday saw them take on Northwest Missouri, and this game didn't go like the previous one. They went in to dominate, and that's exactly what they did, sweeping them with no hesitation. The closest Northwest got in taking the series was the third game, as the final score in that series was 17-25. Now notice, I said they have unfinished business. It's the postseason tournament. They take on Missouri Southern this Thursday as one of the first announced matchups in the MIAA quarterfinals. Let's wish them all good luck. The Oklahoma City Thunder have been playing great basketball lately. Some would think that there's a chip on their shoulders. This realization was made apparent to me after their recent outing against Western Conference favorite Phoenix Suns. This game didn't see the big three of the Suns compete as Devin Booker didn't play, so Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal were the stars for the Suns. Still an impressive win. They beat the Suns 111-99. And the next time we'll see the Thunder in action will be an in-season tournament game against the Spurs and some kid named Victor Wembanyama. I mean, I heard a lot about him, guys, but Mark and Emma, like, what are y'all watching? Have you heard of this Victor Wembanyama kid, you know?
Yeah, this Victor guy, he's definitely ringing a bell. I mean, doesn't really stick out in my mind. Maybe like the first overall draft pick this year or something like that. I don't know.
Kind of a big deal. It'll be a good matchup. I think our young guys will get them.
Absolutely. With the Thunder being 0-2 in the in-season tournament right now, they definitely need a bounce-back game.
Definitely.
And who else to do it against than the number 1 pick in the San Antonio Spurs?
Exactly. Well, thank you, Ray. Coming up, how can you make money by watching your classic holiday favorites?
And Destiny Pittman has our last look at weather when we come back.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back. If your favorite holiday tradition is grabbing a blanket, having hot chocolate, and watching the television, this job might be for you. CableTV.com is looking for a chief of cheer to watch 25 movies in 25 days. The chosen candidate has to keep track of each flick and rank them based on nostalgia, heartwarming storytelling, and holiday cheer. For their work, the chief of cheer will get $2,500 plus a year subscription to 7 streaming services. The best part, there's no list to stick to. The winner gets to pick their favorite holiday movie, whether it's a Hallmark rom-com, an animated classic, or an action thriller like Die Hard. CableTV.com is accepting applications on their website through December 1st.
A first-class menu from the Titanic sold more for than $100,000 on Saturday. It appears to be the only surviving one of its kind. The menu details the first dinner on board after the Titanic set sail from Queenstown. Meal options included oysters, sirloin of beef, and Victoria pudding. The menu is heavily water-stained with some of the lettering erased. Auction house Henry Aldridge & Son says that's likely because it ended up in the ocean. No duh. When the Titanic sank in 1912. And thankfully, we don't have to worry too much about water damage around here because the sun is out.
Hopefully not right now, but let's see what tomorrow looks like. I think it's supposed to be nice as it is today. Destiny?
Yes, today is going to be tomorrow's going to be very similar as it was today. We see that some clouds are going to come in tonight, but those are going to go away tomorrow. It's going to be about 43 degrees tonight, and then tomorrow at 8 a.m. it's going to be about 51 degrees, so still a little warm, and it's going to be still pretty fair out. The sun will be out, not really any clouds in the sky, and then around noon is when we're going to reach the peak of the day, and it's going to be about 68 degrees, and that sun is going to come out. And then tomorrow night's going to be very similar to tonight, about low 40s for our temperatures, nothing too cold. But that's all I have for now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Destiny. Well, I talked about that holiday movie thing, and I kind of have to tell the truth. I kind of applied before the show started.
Shame, shame, shame.
Watch Hallmark Christmas movies all day and try to get paid for it.
Okay, listen, I understand because I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to apply right after I'm done with this.
What's better than that? We're broke college students, and if we get a dude to sit on the couch and watch movies, I don't think there's a problem at all with that.
And like Destiny mentioned, like that cooler weather's moving in here for the next couple weeks, and you don't have to like stick to a set list for those movies. Die Hard, Home Alone, Elf, literally all of them. I'm gonna watch all of them. Why not?
And I mean, so next week's Thanksgiving, and we'll be inside hopefully with all your family. You go outside, play some football, but go inside after Thanksgiving's done. Start watching them Christmas movies and make a list of which one's your favorites or not. That's what I'll probably do.
I love it. I might do the same. And unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today's show. Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of UCentral News. I'm Mark Lowe.
And I'm Emma Burke. I hope you guys have a wonderful night.